Trinity B1 ISE-1 4 skills test. SELT secure English language tests. B1 English test ISE-1 skilled worker, health and care worker, scale-up worker, student visas.
This is Trinity College London, ISE-1B1. My name's Angelina. I am your interlocutor. What's your full name?
Yes, hi, my name is Michelle Ayaz.
Okay. And what's your topic's title for today?
Okay, they are shopping, watching TV, cooking, and self.
Topic's title is the main topic, that is
Okay,
hobbies. I'll
hobbies.
ask you again. Examiner would ask you, apologies, what's your topic's title for today? And you will tell, my topic's title is hobbies. This is the second
Okay.
question that the examiner will ask you right after your name. And then examiner will ask you, what are your 4 topic points? Examiner will call them topic points. Then you will say, oh, my 4 topic points are this, 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 this. Let's start over. This is Trinity College London, ISE-1B1. My name's Angelina. I am your interlocutor today. What's your full name?
Yeah, hi, my name is Michelle Ayaz.
What's your topic's title for today?
My topic title is hobbies.
What are your 4 topic points?
My 4 topic points are shopping, watching TV, self-care, and cooking.
How do you take care of yourself?
I take care of myself when I have a free time with the pamper myself through facials, or I eat my food, my favorite food in my personal or free time.
Okay, could you please tell me a recent event when you did something special for self-care?
Yeah, I did my um, I used my favorite products for myself on my face.
All right, okay. Okay, beautiful. This is not a very interesting point, by the way, because you're
Okay.
struggling with it also. Self-care.
Yeah,
Okay.
or maybe I can say I dressed up for myself, or
So
I can eat my.
self-care, if you're talking about self-care, this means either you're taking care of hair care, skin care, then taking care of your hygiene, and also taking care of your fitness, all these things, even taking
Okay.
care of your diet, all these things are contributed as self-care. So if examiner would ask you, how do you do self-care? How do you take care of yourself? So you can mention those points that I like to take care of my diet, and I like to work out for fitness. I do skincare routine once in a week, and then I do my hair care routine every other day, something like it.
Okay.
This is not a good point for you. I just feel it, right now when you're talking,
Yeah.
it's not working. Let's cancel it.
Or
Shopping you like?
I can say I started yoga in the morning,
Okay,
or I
okay.
started workout for myself.
Yes, I've started working out. But examiner
When
would ask you, what do you do for your self-care? How do you take care of yourself?
yeah, I
You can say,
can do.
okay,
Yeah,
let me
I can
start
do.
again. Let me start again this question. How do you take care of yourself?
Yeah, I can do. I do exercise, workout, and I do my hair care, and I eat my favorite meal.
Okay, that's very nice. How long it's been you're into self-care?
It's been so long. I mean, it's been 10 years now.
Okay, who taught
I
you? How?
My mother taught me.
Okay,
My mother taught me
okay,
for
that's nice.
self-care. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay, that's fine. Okay, examiner can possibly ask you, how do you take care of yourself? When did you start doing it? Or maybe examiner will leave this point because you have 4 minutes for conversation. Examiner will start off with shopping, cooking,
Mhm.
watching TV, and leave this point at all,
Okay.
right? Uh, I'm going to ask you some questions about shopping now. Where
Okay.
do you go shopping?
I go for I go to malls or mini markets or any any place for shopping.
Hmm. Can you tell me about something that you bought recently? Something that you bought recently. What have you bought recently?
Yeah, I bought my jewelry box recently for myself.
Okay, all right. And how often do you go shopping?
I go shopping. It's been for mm, twice in a week.
Okay, all right. What kind of TV programs do you like to watch?
I like to watch Pakistani serials or Netflix serials or comedy movies.
Okay, all right. Could you tell me about your favorite TV show that you had been watching recently?
Yeah, I have been watching. I've been watching the show, the comedy show.
Okay, all right, all right. Well, what do you like to cook?
I like to cook my favorite dishes like Chinese and desi food or traditional food.
Hmm. Okay, all right. Um, so, who taught you how to cook?
My mother taught me.
Okay. How often do you cook, and for how many people do you cook?
I cook daily and I cook only for my husband, for one person.
What did you cook yesterday?
I cooked pasta for myself and for my husband.
That's nice. You passed your speaking. You're gonna pass with distinction, beautiful. Just be more confident. See, to be very honest, the purpose for us is not to, get these points and stuff. I want you to get a distinction in your speaking because you have that ability in you. Why would you put yourself in jeopardy? Jeopardy means in danger by picking something that is self care, right?
Yeah.
Because I am thinking with a point of view of an examiner. You're thinking with a point of view of a candidate. So there's a lot of
Yeah.
difference. For me, I believe if you have traveling in here or if you have spending time with family as a hobby, that's going to be worth it. That's going to work for you rather than this self care.
Okay. Okay.
So let's try to change it again and choose points for you hobbies, shopping,
Yeah.
watching
Shopping,
TV,
watching TV, and
cooking,
spending time
spending time with family.
with family.
Okay, if we choose this point that is spending time with family, then the possible question that the examiner will ask you is that how do you spend quality time with your family? So could you tell me how do you spend quality time with your family?
Yeah. We have dinner together, and we spend time. We talk about how the uh, how our whole day well spent, and we talk about our future plans
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. All
and
right.
yeah,
Okay,
and we
so
eat
mhm, okay.
yeah, and we eat our favorite meal together. This is what we, or we can call some our mutual friends
Mm-hmm.
for dinner.
Okay, all right. So, could you please tell me about a recent occasion when you spent time with your family?
Yeah, I spent time yesterday with my family uh, at dinner.
Thank you. Thank you so much. This is the end of part one. Now we're going to do part two.
Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. Part two it is a 2 minutes conversation, and the topic that I've chosen for you is fashion. So, are you into fashion?
Yeah, I am.
What do you enjoy about learning new things about fashion?
Uh, I am. Uh, Fashion is about the fashion is about your you dress up well, or you can um,
Mm-hmm.
you can or you can um,
Yeah. Yes.
or you
Okay.
can maintain yourself.
Okay. Okay. How do you find out about new fashion trends?
Uh, I know new fashion through internet.
Mm.
I scroll, and I followed many of the clothing brands or shopping malls. From there, I found new fashion trends.
Okay. Can you describe what kind of sense of fashion do you have? Like, what kind of fashion do you prefer?
Yeah, I prefer really simple and elegant um, fashion. Like we can wear simple plain shirt, whether it will be in um, whether it will be in fashion or not. I can I'll be comfortable in it, and that is my passion for.
Thank you. Could you ask me two questions about fashion?
Yeah.
Hmm.
What type of fashion do you like?
Oh, well, that's a very tough question for me. I do not like fashion in person. Yeah, could be I prefer, but I really like something that is comfortable and something that suits me as an individual. So
Hmm.
I kind of like the fashion that is unique in a way that can match my personality.
Okay. From where you found fashion sense or fashion?
I think from comfort, I just like to wear whatever I like to do. I like to do something comfortable, that something that I find myself at ease, you know.
Okay.
So I do not try to follow any kind of fashion trends which are awkward or maybe which are not comfortable for me because I can't follow fashion, I think, right?
Okay. Okay.
Thank you so much for asking your questions. This is the end of your speaking task. Now let's quickly do a listening part together. Get your notebook.
Okay.
Pretty, have you ever heard a recording about Burlington Arcade?
Yeah.
Last
No,
time?
no. I use give me the task of basketball. Give me the task of basketball, and that's it.
Okay, then I'm gonna play a recording about crane flies for you. You will listen to it
Okay.
twice, and once you've heard, then I'll ask you 6 questions about the recording.
Oh,
ISE-1, Task 1.
Okay, so what's a crane fly? Does anybody know? In fact, they're often called daddy longlegs, and that tells you something about what they look like. They look like rather large mosquitoes, but they've got very, very long legs. Their legs often break off because they're so long and fragile. There are over 14,000 different species of crane fly in the world, but I'm going to concentrate on European crane flies. The adults hatch in September, after they've lived under the ground for almost a year as larvae. That's young insects. If it's been a warm but rainy summer, then you get very high numbers of crane flies. Adult crane flies only live for about 2 weeks. The female adults lay their eggs under the surface of the soil, and the cycle begins again. People think that they're not very useful for anything, but in fact animals such as spiders and birds like them because they can eat them. They're also useful because in their young form they eat dead plants, and so they improve the quality of the soil.
Now listen again.
Okay, so what's a crane fly? Does anybody know? In fact, they're often called daddy longlegs, and that tells you something about what they look like. They look like rather large mosquitoes, but they've got very, very long legs. Their legs often break off because they're so long and fragile. There are over 14,000 different species of crane fly in the world, but I'm going to concentrate on European crane flies. The adults hatch in September, after they've lived under the ground for almost a year as larvae. That's young insects. If it's been a warm but rainy summer, then you get very high numbers of crane flies. Adult crane flies only live for about 2 weeks. The female adults lay their eggs under the surface of the soil, and the cycle begins again. People think that they're not very useful for anything, but in fact animals such as spiders and birds like them because they can eat them. They're also useful because in their young form they eat dead plants, and so they improve the quality of the soil.
All right, now I'll ask you some follow-up questions about the task. You ready?
yeah.
Okay, so beautiful. Could you please tell me that what do crane flies look like?
Yeah.
What do they look like?
They look like uh, teddy low legs.
They, that's fine. Okay,
Yeah.
they look like beautiful. They look like mosquitoes.
Yeah, they look like mosquitoes.
How many
Large
species of crane?
mosquitoes.
Yeah,
Large mosquitoes. You can say
yeah, that,
they
that's
look like
fine. That
large
is all
mosquitoes.
right. How many species of crane fly are there in the world?
There are 14,000.
That is correct. And when do adult crane flies hatch?
In September.
Mhm. Okay, and for how long do adult crane flies live?
They live for 2 weeks.
Okay, all right, okay. And which animals eat crane flies?
Um, Um,
Spiders
I
and
don't know. Spiders?
spiders and birds. Don't do it. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, spiders and birds. Hmm. And what do young crane flies eat?
They eat dead plants.
That's correct. You have passed. Good job. Yay. Okay, next, we're gonna go with the next task. All right, and now I'm gonna play a recording about. Have you ever heard a recording about Inspire Kids?
Yeah,
Inspire Kids. You have heard it?
yeah.
You have ever heard a recording about Cooper Petty?
No.
All right. Examiner doesn't ask you. I'm asking you. Let's begin. I'll play it once only. You're not allowed to take any notes. You'll tell me in few words what is this recording about. Let's begin.
ISE-1, Task 2.
I'm here in a town in South Australia that is home to about 3,000 people. It is a dry place in the desert and it is extremely hot and dusty. So why do people come to live in this hot place? In fact, most people came to live here to look under the ground for beautiful and expensive jewels worth thousands of dollars. The first jewels were found here in 1915. So what is it like to live here? Well, most of the people in the town live in underground homes because of the extremely high summer temperatures. The town is a very long way from any other towns, so the town's football team has to travel about 900 kilometres every time it plays a game. Very little rain falls here, so there are almost no trees, plants or grass. Most tourists visit when the weather is cooler, between March and November. Recently, they have found a lot of oil under the town, so the town may soon change completely.
Beautiful. Could you please tell me in few words what is this recording about?
Yeah, it's about a town which is in Australia, and people used to live there in a desert, and there is no grass and rain there. And
Few. Beautiful. Few words. Few
okay,
means few, okay? So now listen to the recording again and write down 6 important facts from the recording. Right? Then I'll ask you to tell me those facts. And your time to take your notes begins now. Let's start.
okay.
ISE-1, Task 2.
I'm here in a town in South Australia that is home to about 3,000 people. It is a dry place in the desert and it is extremely hot and dusty. So why do people come to live in this hot place? In fact, most people came to live here to look under the ground for beautiful and expensive jewels worth thousands of dollars. The first jewels were found here in 1915. So what is it like to live here? Well, most of the people in the town live in underground homes because of the extremely high summer temperatures. The town is a very long way from any other towns, so the town's football team has to travel about 900 kilometres every time it plays a game. Very little rain falls here, so there are almost no trees, plants or grass. Most tourists visit when the weather is cooler, between March and November. Recently, they have found a lot of oil under the town, so the town may soon change completely.
Okay, beautiful. Could you quickly tell me 6 facts from the recording?
There are 3,000 people who live in the town, The the town is very has very hot weather.
Hmm. Hmm.
People used to live there to look on the ground for expensive jewels.
Hmm.
People used to live, many people used to live in underground.
Hmm.
People used to visit there during March and November.
Okay. Hmm.
And people found a lot of oil
Hmm.
under the desert.
Hmm.
There are no trees, grass in the town.
Hmm. Okay. All right. All right. Cool. Now I'll ask you some follow-up questions. My first question to you is, when do most tourists visit?
They visit during March and November.
Good. How far does the town's football team have to travel to play a match?
It's about 900 kilometers.
Okay. When were the first jewels found in the town?
Uh, it's in the November.
1915. Congratulations, you've passed your listening with a distinction and speaking with a merit. Barely,
Okay.
right? Because I want you to be more fluent that you are already. Probably you were confused, right?
Yeah.
So you need more practice with it, like the speaking part. Thank you, beautiful.